What is going on, everyone? My name is Protolink, and in today's episode, we are going to be doing a couple of minor things, but we're going to be finishing up the pause menu. I'm going to be showing you how to implement your tiles and everything else. And I'm going to show you how to set up the weapon switch variable that was mentioned in the last episode. And we're also going to be doing, well, if we have time, we're going to be doing a heads-up display as well. So, lots on the plate today. Let's get right into it. So about the first thing we need to do is actually really quick. We need to go into our heroes step event, and we need to set up the actual variable to check. So remember in the last episode we bulk commented out the boomerang. Go ahead and remove the bulk comment. And then up here where it checks, go ahead and add and global dot weapon switch equals, we'll say 1, because we're actually going to reserve 0 for the sword. So we'll do weapon switch 1 here, and then for the reverse boomerang we'll do and global dot weapon switch equals 2, and then over here just after global.getSword, then add and global.weapon switch equals 0. Okay, so we need to also change the 2 up here to ord Z, because this is how we're going to be doing it from now on. And we'll have the sword as an item that you have to select in order to use. Now then, I think that is it for the hero, so go ahead and save everything out. And then in the pause handler, we're going to be doing everything we're going to be doing within the pause handler is going in the draw event. So first let's set up the actual control for it like we did with the other thing. And then after that we'll set up the graphics. So at the end of all this, we can make a comment here to tell us what we're doing, but you know, selections. Okay, so down here what we want to do is we want to check the C key, I guess. So if keyboard check pressed ord C, then we need to do switch pause row, and then case 0. Go ahead and set up your break as well. Then within case 0 we need to do switch pause cell. And then once again we'll do case 0 and break. Oopsie. And then this one we'll set global dot weapon select to the corresponding case. So in this case it'll be 0. Now keep in mind also that when the row changes, like this, because the pause cell will go through 0 through 9 first, and then when the row changes it'll go 10 and up. So, or 0 through 8, my bad. And then from the second row it'll go 10 through whatever it is. So keep that in mind when you're setting this up. So case 1 break, if I can spell it right, global dot weapon select equals 1. Like I said, for the first row it goes with the case number here. So, and finally case 2 global dot weapon select equals 2. Make sure you don't put 2 equal signs for these. I have a bad habit of doing that, but unfortunately the way Enigma works, like the code editor doesn't automatically catch that. So anyway, so that is our current weapons set up for the selection. Now we need to set up the selector. So go to Control, drag a comment over here, render selector. We need to drag a piece of code down here for the selector, and this one is likewise going to do switch, pause row, and then you know the drill by now, case 0, break, switch, pause cell, case 0, break. And then within these cases, you need to check the weapon selection. So if weapon select is equal to 0, then it will draw sprite. SPR selector. It's probably menu selector actually, or pause selector. There it is. And then subimage 0. Then I believe this one's X. So view, X view, view current plus buffer. Basically the same thing as the basically this is going to be the same thing as the cursor basically. So yeah, plus buffer. I don't remember what's next. I think it's color and alpha. Let me check. Sprite, subimage, XY, color, alpha. Yep. Go ahead and close that. Okay, so now we have our selector drawn there. You know what? I just happened to think of something. We don't even need all of this, technically. No, we don't need all of this. Hold on. Get rid of everything except for the weapon selection thing. And then change the if to switch. And basically structure it as I'm doing. Oopsie. Okay, so we can actually set it up this way. And the reason why is because it doesn't really matter like what the pause row and cell is. We can draw it wherever we want. So, yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and set up the other two now. So case 1. You know what? I'm going to copy and paste this. When you copy and paste this, the only thing you have to change is the buffers. Just make sure that it is just like the cursor, basically. So that right there should be it for the current selection, for the current weapons anyway. Now, let's see if we added the things here. Yeah, I didn't think we added the icons. So let's go ahead and add the icons now. So let's go ahead and add them now. So we'll do if global.get sword is equal to true, then draw a sprite. Might as well just copy this. Or you know, paste it and then get rid of these. Then change the sprite to sword, and the subimage, I don't know what subimage I want to use here. Let's go ahead and use subimage number 3. Oh, that'd be number 2. Subimage number 3, but it's subimage 2. Anyways, so there's that, and then we need to change this to be that. Okay. Then if global dot get boomerang equals true, then draw sprite SPR boomerang subimage 0 and then buffer x times 2, then global dot get reverse boomerang equals true, then draw sprite reverse boomerang subimage 0 and buffer times 3. That should be everything, hopefully. So let's go ahead and test it. Okay, so as you can see, our icon for our selector is there. Okay, now let's go ahead and open this. You got a sword. Swing it with Z. Alright, so our current icons for those are not working, and neither is the actual thing, but that's probably because of that. Nope. Interesting. So we have a little bit of stuff to fix, but okay, so I have figured it out, and there's actually a couple of things. First, we need to create our menu icons. So within the pause menu elements, go ahead and create a group called icons, and then go ahead and all we have to do is duplicate these 3. So go ahead and duplicate that, then name them SPR underscore menu sword for this one. Go ahead and click center on the origin point. That will set the origin point to the center and make sure that it will always be centered to whatever we're doing. And then also delete all of these except for this one. We're going to be using facing up instead. So there's that. So it should only have that one. Then also you can click full image if you want to. I mean, I don't think it's really necessary, but oh well. And then that is going to be our menu sword. So go ahead and drag that to icons. Then do the same thing for the other 2. For the standard boomerang, we're going to keep this frame. So go ahead and delete the rest. And likewise for the reverse boomerang, go ahead and keep this first one and then delete the rest. Okay, so now that we have our icons done, go into your pause handler and go into draw within render pause menu. And where we rendered our icons here, we need to change the sprite stuff to SPR menu for each of these. I'm not going to copy that. Okay, now that's the icons done. Now I did notice something else with the boomerang, so go ahead and go into weapons, and we're going to change this in the boomerang and probably the reverse boomerang as well. So go ahead and go to your normal step, execute code, and change the ord X to ord Z. And then over in your, it's not in there, over in your hero spin, same thing in your normal step there, change the ORDX to ORDZ. And that should be everything done. You got a sword, swing it with Z. And there's the icon. As you can see, it's automatically selected. Then we'll do this one, which is the boomerang. And there is the boomerang. Now, we haven't set up a chest for the reverse boomerang yet, but I think we'll go ahead and do that in the next episode. Okay, so I think that's about it for this episode. If you enjoyed watching, then please leave a like and a comment if you really want to, and subscribe to see the rest of the series. And I think that's about it. Thank you all very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.